Okay, hello guys, welcome back. And as you have already mentioned, we need some more parts. So I'll give you another part of the design patterns question and answer. And we will be talking about the third part here. The first two parts can be found in this particular playlist. So let's start. So then first question is, what is a builder design pattern? We have talked about a builder design pattern when you don't know what you need to build, but you can always come and add things to it. That's where you can do builder design pattern. The best example always comes up in your mind is the string builder dot append. So these things are covered in the previous session. I will go from up far ahead from this, not far ahead, just one step. So if you think, let us go to the abstract factory design pattern in JDK. So what are the examples of abstract factory design patterns? First of all, you need to understand what is abstract factory design patterns. Abstract factory design patterns, you can call it as a factory of factory. So you should know what is a factory design pattern. So suppose you want to build certain things. Suppose what is a factory? Are things come out from the factory, right? Suppose there is a profession factory. You can have multiple professions, a doctor, engineer, and all those things. Now there is a thing called shape factory, as we have talked about. You can come up with multiple shapes. So those things, when you can come with a, like, you don't know what kind of implementation it will come to, but you know how many implementation are there and which one you want to use, then you can use factory. What is the problem with factory? That you have a tight coupling with the implementation or a concrete classes. But when you remove the tight coupling and you can have another abstraction of layer above it, so it will become an abstract factory. So what it does, it you don't know which kind of factory it is. Once you select the factory, then you go inside it and you can take, okay, now I want a profession factory. So I want this one in that. So like that. So, and what are the examples in JDK right now? So we have a X part factory dot new instance. Okay, we have a XML parser dot documental document builder factory dot new instance, and we have a transformer factory dot new instance. These three are there. You don't need to remember it. Just you can, if something is coming into your mind, you can always give that in an answer, and it can give you a well solid explanation point when you are describing a abstract factory design pattern. Okay, X path factory, document builder factory, and transformer factory. So I would give you the details of it, but better that we will only keep the details for the good part of it. So let us try to make that, and so that we can save some time in the explanations also. So now let's go to the next example on what is a decorator design pattern. Okay, so we have talked about decorators before, but now are talking about what are the examples of decorator design pattern. So if you can see all the subclasses of input stream, output stream, reader, writer, they have a constructor that can take the instance of same type and decorate it with additional behavior. Okay, so this is what it actually does. And there are collections, like all the collections we have method like check the collection, check the list, okay, and you can say other things also, other things in that sense, that what are there. So suppose I need to bring it out like this, okay, and we need to go with java.util dot, let's suppose, collections, okay, and we need to go here. So if you can see what has been called, so if you can see, there are multiple things called sort is there, binary search is there, right? Iterator is there, get is there. Now what we want to search? We want to search check the collections, right? So let's try to search check the collection. See, check the collection is there, right? And what we want to search, another thing is for checked list. So let's just try to search for checklist. See, checklist. So these are the methods where you can have uh, like you can actually create. These are called decorator methods. Okay. So return a dynamically type safe view of a specified list. Any attempt to insert an element of the wrong type will result in an immediate class cast exception. So this is a good where you have given a list and you are doing a type of this class. So it can give you a checklist kind of a thing. So there are so many things. Now you can come to Java servlet, where we can come to a request wrapper and a response wrapper. So why it is important to also look at the examples, you can automatically see that you get a more clarity on it. And we always see decorator as a kind of wrapper, so that whatever you have, you can wrap something on top of it. So after decorator, we have another candidate for a design pattern called proxy. So proxy design pattern actually provides extra level of indirection for providing access to another object. So you don't know what is a real object, and but you are able to use the real object. This is a advantage of proxy. Okay, so like in JDK, we have many things like where we have called it java.length.reflect.proxy. So if I try to type here, for java.length.reflect.proxy, right? This is the best way. I know there are other ways to get into it. So these are the things. So did we go on the right track? No. This is the proxy. It implements a Java serializable. Second thing is what? We have remote method invocation classes. We have injection. So every time we inject a proxy. What is the scope? That is a different context what to also all together. Now we call enterprise Java beans, and we have persistent context. So now let's talk about, like, this is the answer I get with every person. Like whenever I ask someone in the interview about design patterns, this is the answer I get from them. I work on chain of responsibility. What is chain of responsibility? When I asked them, they said, yeah, we have certain responsibilities. We can go one step by step and click on everything and we can do that and blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay, give me an example. And that's where they fail. So this is where this thing can come up to. So like in JDK, there are many places where chain of responsibility design pattern is used. Okay, what are those places? First is the logging. So as you can see, logging.logger.log. In this case, the logger class provide multiple variation of log method, so that can take the responsibility of logging from the client in different scenarios. Okay, the client has just to take the use of appropriate logger call. Okay, so if we go again to control F, Java dot how to go, it's better we can go from this guy only. I think it's better. So java dot util dot log dot logger dot log. So the next time what I'll do is I'll keep you guys, I spare some of time for you guys to understand this, so that you won't have to we won't have to do, but it's better like you can understand what I do. So let's try to find out what we are trying to achieve here. So if you can find this guy, okay, so every time we are trying to find, let's try to find the whole word. Okay, in this case, we'll find the whole word. So if we going to see logger string name class connection, get logger string name resource bundle, name resource bundle. Okay, you have multiple thing. Okay, there will be so many things with the logger. So it will actually help you to do a chain of responsibilities in that. Do log is there, log is there. This is the way we wanted to do, right? So log is there. Now you can do again another log is there, level supplier, right? Another log is there, string message parents. Another log is there. So every time you have a different log method which can help you out. Now we'll go to do filter. We'll not worry about it because it's servlet we have moved across. Logger can be a good example. So now what are the main uses of command design pattern? See, one of the question I was asked in my interview is like, or what is the difference between strategy and command, because at some point of time you are doing the same operation, you are defining something to be done when this thing arrives. So I gave my answer on the terms of like strategy can be one place to do and command can be a set of commands to do. Right. So that is how you can give. So suppose what are the main uses of command design pattern? First of all, what design pattern it is? Command means you are trying to give something, some task to behave, right? So that it is a behavioral design pattern. So one of the things is graphic user interface. So in GUI, you can do the command, okay, do this, click button, do this and all. Then macro reading, one of the best uses of Excel, anything, right? You can do a set of commands like click, open Notepad plus plus, or a Python Selenium. What it does, it is a kind of a command pattern, right? You go here, open up your web page, put down your credentials, open up Facebook, click on the groups, type this group name, post a message, click on submit, like that. Now, multi-step undo can be also a use of command. Networking, we can send a complete command over the network to a remote machine, so that everything can be performed. Now, progress bar. So we can implement an installation routine as a series of commands. So each command will provide a estimate time, and it will help. Then a wizard flow, it can also implement steps, right, as commands. Each step will have a complex task, and the task will have like, okay, do this thing. Okay, that's one task. Then do that thing about one task. So it is a command in terms of that. Transactions. Transaction is a very, very wide topic which we are not able to cover in this one, but we will do. So in a transactional behavior code, there are multiple tasks connected, right? So when all the tasks are done, then only a transaction is committed. Else we have to roll back in transaction. So now, what are the examples of command design pattern in JDK? And JDK, the command design pattern is runnable. Okay, runnable is a command design pattern example. So I will stop it here because I am going a bit fast, I think, and I will continue this in another video. Till then, take this lesson, give me a feedback, and we will be talking about interpreter and mediator and other things. And there, we will also be going deep into design patterns, but for this one, short and sweet is also helpful. So thank you very much. Have a nice day, and we will meet you in the next video.